Chapter 23, Mrs. Bunny Gets Cheered Up. Like all individuals, Mrs. Bunny has blue days. Nothing was really wrong, she just felt down in the dumps. Winkle and Bully felt sorry for her. To try to cheer her up, they decorated her window shelves for her. Wow! Though the window was very pretty and Mrs. Bunny loved it, she didn't really feel much better. Santiago, which is Jimmy in Spanish, asked if she would like to hear the song that he and Nicolette had been practicing together. Of course she wanted to listen. Lucy, who was everybody's caretaker, was worried about Mrs. Bunny. She told her a secret that she had learned from a message sparrow. It was about a beautiful realm that was a lot like the enchanted forest, and she told her how to get there. Right away, she was negative about going on an adventure. She said, "I can't. Charlie will be too sad." "Don't worry," said Lucy. "I'll watch him and play his favorite game, Tiddlywinks." Lucy always let Charlie win, and they often just made towers with the little discs. Immediately, Mrs. Bunny cheered up and took off lickety-split. She promised to be home in time for dinner and Charlie's bedtime so she could sing "You Are My Sunshine" to him. She came to a dry stream bed and followed it. She came upon two funny guys that looked like stuffed animals, but weird ones like Dr. Seuss made up. They spoke in odd, muffled voices and each pointed in a different direction, so Mrs. Bunny decided to ignore them completely and kept on the way she was told. Wow, the magic doorway! She went through the doorway with no trouble, and oh my! She came upon a herd of buffalo. They were singing in low, mooing voices. "Buffalo girl, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Buffalo girl, buffalo girl." Then she came to a path that led through a gorgeous forest, so she followed the path. The air was cool and sweet and smelled like earth and rain. Next, to her great surprise, she came to a log crossing a stream, and walking on the log, which was actually a stick crossing a puddle, was a teeny tiny leprechaun. He had a squeaky high voice, but seemed friendly enough. He pointed the way to go so she wouldn't step on their tiny little houses and barns. She passed a large and frightening giant and decided to just run on, lickety-split, past her without even speaking to the individual or finding out if she was nice. She suspected the giant wanted to eat her, but she did wonder a little bit if the giant was jolly and funny. A giant ogre was up ahead, and Mrs. Bunny decided it was time to cut her losses and go home. After all, it was almost supper time. On the way home, she could tell her mood had lifted quite a bit. She ran all the way home. She pondered why she had been so timid today and realized that when you are down in the dumps, you just did not feel as courageous as was your usual demeanor. She got home, and sure enough, Lucy had prepared her favorite supper. Yum, yum! Woo! What a day! And that is the end of chapter 23. When you come back next, you can watch and listen and read along with chapter 24. Chapter 24, The Baby Show. One day, Mrs. Bunny thought of a fun new thing for her compatriots to do. It would be a baby photo guessing game. Everybody would put baby pictures on a board, and they would all guess who they are now. "Oh my," said Mrs. Bunny. "Oh no," said Mrs. Bunny when she saw how many of her subjects had pinned their baby picture up. And this was just the first day. She didn't realize how many people had a baby picture and how many would like to participate in the contest. "Okay," she said, "this will have to be a weekly event like the talent show, at least for a while." "We don't have a baby picture," said Frankie the squirrel and Pinky the mouse. "Can we participate? Can we still be guessers?" "Yes, of course," said Mrs. Bunny. Everyone knew Mrs. Bunny tried to be as fair as possible. Some of the people that had not yet found their baby pictures said they would try to find them by next week. "Okay, everyone," said Mrs. Bunny in an official sounding voice. "Who do you think this adorable little baby is?" No one answered. No one recognized the cute little face. Of course, Mrs. Bunny knew who it was. "Okay, guys, you will have to wait till the end to find out." No one knew who the next one was either. Even Mrs. Bunny had no idea. "It's not fair," shouted out Winkle. "The baby is in disguise. I know it's not Tigger as a baby. I know what he looked like." "Okay, let's move on," Mrs. Bunny said, "and no more disguises." Everyone knew right off the bat who this was. "It's Charlie! It's Charlie!" they all shouted together in a chorus. Even Charlie was yelling out, and then he did a few silly hops and jumped right up in the air and then ran in a little circle. He was so excited. "It's Bully! It's Bully! It's Fritz! It's Fritz! It's Bully or Fritz!" Mrs. Bunny had to clap her hands briskly to make them shut up. Okay, guys, she quieted them down. This is another you'll have to wait until the end to find out. Mrs. Bunny thought it was bully, but even she wasn't sure. At first, no one said anything. Then Nicolette said, "I think that's my Blue boy." She was the one who spent the most time with Blue. She really wanted to become an equestrian, which is an expert horse rider. Everyone else said, "Wow, he looks so different. I wouldn't have seen the resemblance." "That's me! That's me! That's me!" shouted Winkle. Everyone laughed, even Mrs. Bunny. "Oh, Winkle!" "That's you, Mrs. Bunny!" they all shouted together. Mrs. Bunny looked like no one else the group had ever seen. That was an easy one. First, no one said anything. Then a few of them guessed Lucy, and a few guessed Buster. Of course, Mrs. Bunny knew it was Lucy. However, she said you'll have to wait until the end to find out. "I'm hungry," Winkle shouted. "I'm hungry and tired." "Okay, everyone," said Mrs. Bunny, "that's all for now. We will have more contestants next week. Lunchtime!" Yum, yum, yum. What a treat! After lunch, which included the yummiest dessert of all time, Mrs. Bunny posted an answer sheet so everyone could check their guesses. However, no one even checked it because after lunch they fell asleep for a long, long, long nap. But of course, you could check it. How many were you able to guess correctly? The end of chapter 24. If you want to hear about all the fun stuff happening in Colorville, come back for chapter 25. Chapter 25. Lucy the Caretaker. In the fabulous land of Colorville, everyone had a job or a special talent. Lucy, the sweetest person around, was the caretaker of all. She broke up squabbles and conflicts by physically putting her large hairy self between the individuals. If someone was sick or had an injury and needed to lay down, she would stay and lay down too. She loved everyone, and if someone was sad, she was sad too. She tried to cheer people up. She even tried to take care of Winkle, and believe me, that is not an easy task. Lucy seemed to know what would work the best in certain situations. Sometimes she murmured kind words of encouragement or advice. If she thought of it, she tried to find solutions to problems. When she was worried about someone, you could always tell because her eyes and especially her eyebrows were very expressive. She was totally not able to disguise her worry. Sometimes Lucy would use humor to make someone feel better. Who could not be susceptible to a funny joke? Unfortunately, most of her jokes weren't very funny, but there were at least some polite laughs. And truly, a laugh is a laugh, right? And also, people laughing is so infectious. It's probably the best thing in the world. Even a grump would have a hard time not laughing. Lucy doesn't really tell very funny jokes, but even one person laughing makes the rest of the people laugh too. So it's easy. Just amuse one. The rest will follow. I mean, truly everyone loved Lucy. So feeling better was what people wanted to do so she would be happy. It was like a positive catch-22. So that was a lot of background about this story. On the other hand, Mrs. Bunny worried about Lucy worrying about everyone else. Lucy, she said, people are bound to go through stuff, right? Can't fix everything. I know, Lucy answered. But Mrs. Bunny, do you remember the day? It was a time you were down in the dumps. Since then, I thought of something that I could have done to help you. Okay, Mrs. Bunny answered. Lucy continued. I thought of a grandiose solution. I found the best antidote in the world. There's a land called Sunnyville that is the happiest place on earth. Or you could call it Sunflower World. No matter what, it is the happiest place on earth. It makes everyone happy. It far surpasses Disneyland. Truly, Disneyland pales in comparison to Sunny World. Mrs. Bunny answered, I'm pretty happy, but I'll remember that when I need it. Hey, here's my sudden insight. I'm going to this land and taking others that I know. After all, Mrs. Bunny continued, it can't hurt. I'm putting a sign-up sheet so whoever that would like to go can. But if you decide to go, you have to go to bed very early so you will be refreshed and ready. Okay, said Lucy. She was super happy that so many of her friends would be going to the place that was even happier than Disneyland. Mrs. Bunny said, okay, everyone, it's time for an early supper, a lupper. Then we go to bed. Winkle said, what are we having for lupper? Said Mrs. Bunny. Well, I lost my glasses, but we are having green beans and potatoes. It's either green beans with tiny potatoes or it's potatoes with giant green beans. Either way, it's a super yummy lupper, and we will take the leftovers for our trip tomorrow. Munch, munch, munch. After they were done eating, Mrs. Bunny said, good night, everyone. They all said, good night, Queen Mrs. Bunny, except Snoopy. She said, and that is the end of chapter 25. Please come back for chapter 26. That'll be tomorrow when they all wake up and it's time to go to Sunnyville. Chapter 26, Sunnyville. In the morning, after everyone went to bed early, Snoopy was up at the crack of dawn. She slept all the time, so it was surprising to see her up so early. "I didn't want to be left behind when everyone went to Sunnyville," she said. Bully was up because she always got up early. She liked to do Tai Chi in the very first beam of light. Tai Chi is good for the body and the soul. She said it helped to make her spiritually grounded for the whole day. Once everyone got up, Mrs. Bunny gave them funny food faces for breakfast. Lucy asked, "Did you pack the giant beans and tiny potatoes?" Mrs. Bunny answered, "No, we ate it all, so I'm looking for something else to pack. Lucy, you could carry it for me." "Yay," said Lucy. Mrs. Bunny got the food ready. "Yum, yum, that looks good and so healthy too." She told everyone to pack water bottles and wear comfortable hiking shoes. They never knew how far away the doorway they needed to find would end up being. "Don't worry," said Lucy. "I know exactly where it is and you guys won't believe it." Mrs. Bunny, such a speedy and eager explorer, had already taken off. However, when she heard Lucy, she skidded to a stop and came back. "Okay, Lucy, you lead and show us the way." "Okay," Lucy answered. "Wait till I get my lucky blanket." And off they went. "Wow," everybody said like a 4-part harmony chorus. "I never would have realized this was a doorway. I just thought it was a decoration." "I might have to rethink the importance of decoration," Mrs. Bunny mumbled to herself. "Maybe it has symbolic meaning." After the group members went through the doorway, they halted in place. So many oohs and ahs. Ooh, ah, ooh. They were stunned. It was so beautiful. Miles and miles and miles of sunflowers. Wow, unbelievable. Mrs. Bunny, such a wise individual, knew that every place has its drawbacks. All of her group was very happy, but it was because they were friends, loved each other, and it was fun to go places together. She saw a little guy and asked, "Is this the happiest place to be?" "No, it's a very hard life here." "It never rains here because of global warming. We have to walk 2 miles to get to a creek to fill a bucket, then walk 2 miles back. We are happy, but also very tired and overwhelmed. We want to move to Colorville." Charlie felt sad and sympathetic. "Wow, I don't think I could do that. I guess we should appreciate what we have. Hey, I just thought of something. I could go home and bring some water to you." "I don't think it will work," said the thirsty little guy. "Well, let's ask my mom. She has lots of ideas," Charlie replied. "Well," Mrs. Bunny said, she had been eavesdropping, "Nicolette, our beautiful magical musician, makes things grow with her music. Maybe she can make it rain. I'll tell her to scamper home and get her flute." Nicolette said, "I brought it in my backpack. I always like to play when I am happy so I can spread the happiness around. I've never made it rain before, but I'll sure give it a try." She started playing, and it was so sweet everyone joined in.
Raining, I dancing in rain. Raining, outside it's raining. I hear my flowers laugh. They all must think it's funny. The water's sweet like it's honey. They all sing la 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 la. I think that all of my flowers sing this way. Roses like rain. All of my posies like rain. Children love rain. Let's all go dancing in rain. Rain, it makes me glad that my garden is alive. Rain, it helps all living things to thrive. Roses like rain. All of my posies like rain. Children love rain. Let's all go dancing in rain. My garden grows in rain.
Oh my! Everyone was happy and so impressed. You guys from Colorville are the best. You are welcome to come here anytime you want, especially Nicolette and her magical music. Thank you. Soon the group had their yummy lunch and then everyone wanted to go home for a nap. Woo! What a day! They all felt very happy but also wanted to get home to Colorville. They appreciated their home. The wise oracle pointed to the door leading to Colorville. And that is the end of chapter 26. Please come back for chapter 27. And can you guess what's going to happen next? Chapter 27, Bully learns how to make mosaics. One day, Bully said to Queen Mrs. Bunny, "I would like to learn a new thing." "I'm bored, and I think it would be fun to learn how it's done." "Do you know how, Mrs. Bunny?" Mrs. Bunny said, "Not really, but we could go look on the internet and then try for ourselves. We have to get a board, some grout, broken tile, and we are good to go." "Yay!" said Bully. time, we will have to wait until another day to grout it. You won't believe how beautiful it will end up being. Let's go eat lupper. Yum, yum, yum. And that is the end of chapter 27. Please come back for chapter 28 if you're curious to know what happens next. Mrs. Bunny woke Lucy up. It's your birthday. Nicolette's mom wrote you a song. It's called Pretty Lucy. We are going to have a birthday party and look at pictures of Pretty Lucy and listen to the song. Oh, said Bully, I love parties and I love Lucy. She was trying to distract everyone from her little feet. They were muddy because she was digging again. No one cared. It's a party. Bully started right in singing to Lucy. Happy birthday to Lucy. Silly Bully, we are going to listen to the song Pretty Lucy. Chapter 29. Bully has a grand dream. Everybody who knows Bully knows that she is a little character, and her tiny little legs keep her down close to the ground. Other folks laughed at her, only in a nice way because she was so loved. Because she did not know, or at least did not accept, that she was little. In her own mind, she was large and ferocious and could probably have superpowers if the need arose. One rainy day, Tiny Bully decided it was a good time for a nap. Like most creatures, she loved to nap. It might even have been her favorite pastime. She found a comfy spot and she was out. Bunny decided to take a nap too. It was just that kind of day. She was much more delicate though, and she never snored, so she said, First, Bully dreamed about Snoopy telling Lucy a very funny joke. Snoopy was giggling and Lucy was chuckling, and they weren't even at the punchline yet. When the punchline came, it didn't make sense. Next, Bully had a dream about her own self telling a funny joke. It was so funny, she started laughing right away and couldn't even get the whole joke out. She laughed and laughed. Luckily, there didn't seem to be anyone else around. Next, Bully dreamed that she ran down a slide at the park, and when she jumped off the end, she kept going for a long time. Then she put her ears out and was able to fly. Wow! Bully, you're flying! It was so fun. She decided to fly all over the place to get an aerial view of everything. She went sailing over a fence and flowers like it was nothing. You have to understand, Bully is very short and can't even see over fences. The little cutie pie was having so much fun. She went flying all around the forest, dipping back and forth between trees. Whee! She shouted, "Look at me! I'm Wonder Weenie!" She became a superhero, and her name was Wonder Ween. Wow, look at her go. I wonder what will happen. She wonders too. I hope I can save someone, she thought to herself, but if not, I'll just fly around and have fun. Bully flew all over the beach and looked for people that needed some help. She thought she could help someone that had tangled up their leash, or a swimmer caught in a riptide. Yikes! Bully, watch out! You might crash! Oh no! Slow down! I guess we'll have to wait for the next chapter to see if Bully was able to save someone. Today, Queen Mrs. Bunny gathered all her people together. She called them peeps. Come on, peeps, we are going to have a pep rally today. A pep rally? No one knew what that was. Mrs. Bunny said you all are very lazy and we need to do fun things to get you more active. I'm tired, said Snoopy. I was just about to take a nap. Winkle said, I wanted to go eat a coconut. Bully said, I've never been to a pep rally. I want to see what it's like. Okay, said Mrs. Bunny, I learned a new song that will be perfect to get everybody all pepped up. It's called Sing. I will teach the words to you and explain them. The song is to remind everyone that singing is a great and wonderful activity that you can do anywhere and it doesn't make your brain turn into jello. Okay, the first words are, sing as if your lungs would break. That means you should breathe in a whole lot of air into your lungs to fill them all the way up so you can sing really loud. Don't worry, your lungs won't really break. The next words, sing to make your brain awake. That means when you sing, it gives you a lot of energy because all the oxygen you are breathing in helps to wake up your brain. Then you could learn your reading or math a lot better. The next words, sing to make your blood flow good.
This means that singing gets your heart pumping and your blood rushing around your body to take all the good oxygen to everywhere. The next words, sing even if you don't think you should. Well, you always should. Sing, please won't you? Sing with me today. Open your mouth, your heart will know what to say. That means that you don't have to sing it perfectly or even know the actual words very well. You can just open your mouth and all that wonderful music comes rushing out as if by magic. And then comes the chorus. It's the part of the song that keeps repeating, and I won't explain its meaning every single time it comes in the song. Sing out loud every day. It will help you in most every way. If you would say, okay, then I promise you'll be happy all day. This means that singing will make you feel really great. Song will make your spirit free. Singing's healthy for you and me. When we want to lift our mood, singing songs is sure to make us feel good. This means that singing makes your spirit and your body happy, and it's good for you. Song will keep your steps so light, you'll feel higher than the highest kite. When we need to yell and shout, singing songs will make it all come out. This means that singing will make you happy and uplifted. It also means that if you are angry and need to get rid of this feeling, singing can help. Okay, let's sing the song together.
Sing as if your lungs would break. Sing to make your brain awake. Sing to make your blood flow good. Sing even if you don't think you should. Oh, sing, why don't you sing with me today? Open your mouth, your heart will know what to say. Sing out loud every day. This will help you in most every way. If you would say okay, then I will promise you'll be happy all day. Song will make your spirit free. Singing's healthy for you and me. When we want to lift our mood, singing songs is sure to make us feel good. Oh, sing, please won't you sing with me today? Open your mouth, your heart will know what to say. Sing out loud every day. This will help you in most every way. If you say okay, then I will promise you'll be happy all day. Song will keep your steps so light. You'll feel higher than the highest height. When we need to yell and shout, singing songs will make it all come out. Oh, sing, please won't you sing with me today? Open your mouth, your heart will know what to say. Sing out loud every day. This will help you in most every way. If you would say okay, then I will promise you'll be happy all day. Yes, I promise you'll be happy all day.
Okay, peeps, are you feeling energetic? like you could run around all day? Our next pep rally, I'm going to teach you a song called My Feet Want to Dance. I can't wait, said Bully and Winkle together. Snoopy said, snore. Don't forget to come back for the next chapter. One day, Mrs. Bunny was having a snack of dandelions. A wonderful treat. She suddenly realized that even though it was light outside, it was getting kind of late. Okay, everyone, she called. It's time for bed. Mrs. Bunny, I'm not tired, said Lucy. Could you read us a story? Okay, said Mrs. Bunny, but Penny needs to lay down and listen. Sunny and the Field of Sunflowers. Once upon a time, there was a little mouse named Sunny. She was yellowish in color and was so cute. She was called Sunny because she loved sunflowers. Every day, Sunny went out searching for sunflowers. She loved how they looked. They were so cheerful. But most of all, she liked how the seeds tasted. When she found a big sunflower that was getting dry, she scampered up the stem and shook the big flower until the seeds rained down on the ground below. Sunny filled her cheek pouches, her pockets, and her scooped up skirt with the lovely, yummy seeds. Then she would run home to store the seeds because she knew she would need a lot to get her through the long, cold winter. Sunny ate a few of the seeds. Then she would go down deep into one of her underground storage rooms. One by one, they were filling up because she was a busy little mouse. Finally, she had filled up all her rooms and even a lot of the passageways. It was late in the season, so there were lots of dry sunflowers. She couldn't stand to see them go to waste. Sunny continued to gather seeds, and when she got back to her hole, she would look around for little nooks and crannies and little holes to store them in. Pretty soon, the whole area around her house was bursting with sunflower seeds. Soon the weather changed. The sunny fall days got shorter and the wind more brisk. Sunny stopped going out to gather seeds. They were all gone, gathered up by the foraging animals. She stayed in her nice, dry, warm, snug burrow. Finally, winter came, and the ground was covered with a blanket of soft white snow. Sunny stayed in her burrow, slept a lot, and woke up every so often to eat a few seeds. She had lovely dreams of fields and fields of bright sunflowers. Then the winter turned into early spring. It rained and rained and rained. Water ran into Sunny's hole and filled up all the little nooks and crannies outside around her hole. The rain finally stopped. Boy, was Sunny glad. She peeked outside her burrow and couldn't believe her eyes. The whole meadow had turned green, and everywhere there were little sprouting sunflower plants. All those seeds she had put in the crevices were going to turn into lovely sunflowers, right in her own yard. So dreams really do come true. You just have to plant a lot of seeds and remember to water them a whole bunch. You will be surprised what happens. The end. How did you like the story, Penny? Penny said, okay, Lucy, how did you like the story? Lucy said,